The weakness in the bond market remains center of stage for investors, reflecting the ebb and flow of concern over the inflation will peak and the potential economic damage from tighter monetary policy across much of the world. In Europe, policymakers are forming a consensus around raising rates in the third quarter to tackle record inflation. According to people familiar with the matter, the Asian weakness follows as technology-led retreat in US shares on concerns about faster inflation and aggressive Federal Reserve monetary tightening. A day after Bitcoin and the other major cryptocurrency had their best day since the beginning of the month, they were back in the red as Russia escalated its attacks on the southern and eastern part of Ukraine, sparking new fear among investors about the global economy. The largest cryptocurrency by market capitalization dipped below $40,000 during Thursday's trading session and was recently down over 3% for the past 24 hours. Ethereum was changing hands about $3,000, down similarity for the same period. Other major cryptocurrencies were solid in red. Crypto prices track equity markets, which also sank, with the tech-heavy Nasdaq off 2.1% and S&P 500 down a percentage point as investors continue to shy away from riskier assets. Meanwhile, economic fallout from Russia's invasion continued to mount. A day after saying that the peace talks with Ukraine had reached a dead end, Russian President Vladimir Putin acknowledged on Thursday that economic sanctions from the US and other countries opposed to Russia's aggression were hurting his country's oil and gas industry. EU countries continue to discuss the possibility of a complete ban on Russian energy products. The price of Brent crude oil soared past $111, a roughly 40% gain from the start of the year. Contracting price action for Bitcoin over the first quarter this year could continue to make things even choppier in the near term. Given the nature of volatility, expanding contracting, and the fact that this is Bitcoin volatility is likely to ramp up against as we head towards the middle of the year. Typically, once Bitcoin gets rolling, it doesn't take long to muster a fresh level of market interest. If we were to see that fail to be the case this time around, then it could mean that Bitcoin is added for an extended period of sideways and price action, or even a downtrend or worse.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Mind the Chart. Here checking on Bitcoin chart, Bitcoin USDT. The price now is 40,194. What we had yesterday was a nice bounce. We broke this 4-hour equilibrium. We have this mini short squeeze, and then we retested the 26 EMA, but then we actually plunged back. That's why we came back because of the war, the inconsistency of the war. The investors are worried right now. The situation, the geopolitical situation on Russia and Ukraine is not the best one. So the market is choppy right now. So what we're seeing here is Bitcoin coming down, almost retesting this support, and now trying to get over the 12 EMA. This one could be potentially a bear flag on the 4-hour if we don't actually change the hourly trend. Could be this an head and shoulder pattern. It might be, it's not really beautiful, but it can get, if we break the low, we can confirm this head and shoulder pattern. Even though I rather take in count head and shoulder from top to bottom, and this kind of a pattern from top to bottom. I don't like putting head and shoulders on the bottom, so I wouldn't count that as head and shoulder, but we can take it anyway. As a matter of fact, this might be a bearish flag, so we got to pay attention to it. So that's the 4-hour chart. I want to go back on the daily chart, because here what we are having is still a daily downtrend from the top. We went to 48 to 224, then we changed the daily trend. We lost the 200 EMA, we lost the 26, the 12 to 26 cross bearish, and now we are rejecting from the 70 EMA, and that's the point that we should cross if we want to continue. Actually, we confirmed this as a bottom on the daily because we broke the inside bar bullish, but without so much continuation. It's not just Bitcoin who's in trouble now. It's also the broader market. So if I'm going on the S&P 500, for instance, I'm going to go with the index though. What we're seeing here, the S&P is testing the lows here. It's lost the 200 EMA, and both Bitcoin and the S&P 500 on the weekly time frame, they are looking for actually a higher low on the weekly. So everyone is looking for a higher low on the weekly, and the S&P 500 is positioned well compared to the Nasdaq because we have healthcare inside, we have financial inside. So with the earnings we had on JP Morgan and stuff, we got stronger and actually is keeping the levels better. We can't say the same for the Nasdaq, which is weaker. You can see here we are actually scouting a weekly higher low even deeper. So that's the same is happening on Bitcoin now. So Bitcoin is highly correlated to the Nasdaq right now. So that's what we're seeing, you know. So everyone is searching for this weekly higher low. Me too. So we might find a weekly higher low here, and then we can break bullish or bearish. So I think we are going to go sideways for a while here. Maybe we're going to wait for the next FOMC, see how the interest rate matter will come out. And once the situation is clear, even with the war, we will have a direction. For now, I think sideways is the most likely scenario. If I'm going back to Bitcoin, just a little bit. Let me check on Bitcoin back. Sorry, I have a lot of tickers here. So Bitcoin, if I'm going to the monthly time frame, that's is where I'm paying attention to, because this is a pattern of higher lows, higher highs we are having here, and might be a bearish, pattern. I'm not saying it's bearish, but might be a bear flag because we didn't cross up above the 0.38 Fibonacci. So staying actually closing this candle below the 0.38, we confirm this as a lower high now, and not yet, but we might confirm this as a lower high on the monthly, and we could actually break this bearish. So what I'm watching now is the potential equilibrium on the monthly keep going, and maybe until July we can go sideways for a while, and then we can get a direction. That's what I'm looking for. But keep in mind, could turn into a bearish flag if we don't get up above the $50,000. So that's what I'm watching on Bitcoin, guys, and it's pretty much it for today. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you like this video, please subscribe to the channel and keep watching these videos. I'm planning to do more of these. So on to the next one.